So I'm Farley. It's my pleasure to be here. I know this knowledge for AI and sustainability is something that is booming today, not only in academia, but also in the enterprise, in practice. So I expect to bring here a large picture of what's going on with AI and the sustainable impact. So let's move to the next slide, which is I talked about our connections. So then we can move. I aim to talk here about AI evolution. So my first contact with AI really was during my undergrad in electrical engineering, was in the 90s. Then I did a master degree in AI and control systems, in robotics and process control in general. So at the time, AI was really in the lab level. So we were programming fuzzy logic and neural networks, backpropagation neural networks at the time. So AI now is really a reality, as you will see in the next slide. So I'm talking as well about AI synergies, how AI can augment life and human activities. I will conclude with the AI grand challenges. What are the main problems that we face with AI in general? So let's go to the next, please. Um, of course, the evolution of AI is something exponential. Yeah, the technology is moving too fast. It's really exponential. So there are many discussions when AI was born. So I like the perspectives of the Alan Turing Institute in UK, where it starts with Turing in 1950 when he published If Machines Can Thinking, and also with the Dartmouth meeting in United States, where leading professors about AI like Herbert Simon and Minsky and others, they met to talk about AI. And at the time, they thought that in the next years, in the next 10 years from the 50s, we'll have machines thinking like people. So, but many problems come from the side of AI, that it was not easy to mimic human decision making learning. So we had some winter problems around this evolution, but we come to symbolic and sub-symbolic systems. Then we move to expert systems, fuzzy AI, backpropagation neural networks, deep learning that is playing a very good role today, convnets, and now the transformer and generative AI and LLM models that is playing a dominant role in ChatGPT and other platforms. So the next question is, when we'll have general AI? Many computer scientists today, they estimate that we'll have the general AI, but the question is when. There are many discussions about this to find AI at the same level of human beings. Some authors, they estimate for in the next 5 years, others in the next 15 and 30 years. So this is a big discussion. So the next slide, please. We know that from Academy of Management and many other journals that AI is augmenting human rationality and strategic decisions for innovators, for entrepreneurs, and in the field of sustainable business managers. Something that is very interesting that's going on today is the connection of AI and science. So AI and science, they give the hands, they are much together to solve grand challenges of natural and engineering science. The next slide, so we'll show this balance between these two fields. The next slide. For example, this year in the Nature, we received many publications about how AI is being used to design new proteins that could not be reached before without these machines. So creating new protein structures with AI, of course, will challenge many problems of society, to discover drugs, farms, and proteins and so on. So the next slide, gives something very clear about this mix. This year, fantastic, fantastic. So Debbie Becker, Demis Habsis, and John Jumper. So they all use AI. They are Nobel Prize in chemistry this year. The Nobel Prize in chemistry is about protein design and structure prediction with the support of AI. So AI is really changes science, how we approach to science. In this sense, we will have a huge evolution of science and technology. So moving to the next as well, we had the second prize in physics by John and Geoffrey Hinton. They are computer scientists, basically. So they use physics to find patterns in information. So basically, they use physics to train artificial neural networks. So they received the Nobel Prize in this year in the class in the area of physics, apart being very concentrated in the evolution of artificial neural networks. And the next slide, please. So AI is moving across all industries. Manufacturing, we have Siemens with smart factory digital twins, aerospace, Rolls-Royce, energy and utilities, the case is General Electric, renewable energy, wind turbine optimization, healthcare, we have Philips, automotive, we have Tesla, autonomous driving simulation, construction, we have the Bentley systems, smart infrastructure modeling. So we have retail and supply chain case, Amazon, Unilever, smart cities, the case of Singapore, mining and oil gas, the British BP, and the agriculture, the case, for example, of Bayer, crop science. So moving to the next slide, is just to have a picture how artificial intelligence is just crossing the big corps, big projects. One of the projects that it's very impressive is the machine learning based digital twins. This is used to predict maintenance of equipment, reducing downtime and operational costs, efficiency optimization, maximizing productivity and resource utilization, risk management, simulating scenarios to mitigate potential issues, and sustainability. So the next slide, I will show more a little about that. So let's see the case of cell-based meat protein. Some researchers, they call a cultivated or cultured meat, something like. This is also applied to other media environments for sustainable food, where they are using digital twins to simulate bioreactors and optimize the functionality of bioreactors. So digital twins replicate bioreactor environments, including temperature and many other variables that they can simulate and make the economy to optimize the real machine, the real bioreactor. And this is very helpful as well for cell culture process design, where digital twins simulate how muscle, fat, and connective tissue cells grow and interact under different conditions. So there is no doubt that artificial intelligence, and more explicitly here, machine learning and digital twins will shape the production of food in the world, especially concerning cell-based food. The next slide, for example. So this idea of digital twin, especially when customers, people interact with the artificial intelligence, people interact with digital companies. Indeed, I proposed this concept in 2001, more than 25 years ago. I proposed this in UK in a conference of computational intelligence in Edinburgh, and then in Cambridge, where I proposed the concept of immersive AI and customer-centric systems. I published this concept very fully in the Journal of Manufacturing Systems, which is free for download. And So these immersive systems, they simulate the ability of an organization system to interact with people, machines or people, in a friendly way by immersing customers and people in the organization through virtual reality simulation or other protocols. And so people can customize the products, they can participate in the design of the product. So this is a very high impact on innovation. So the next slide. But there are many concerns and motivational questions. How does AI impact social science? Grand challenges. Uh, can AI favor sustainable development goals, virtual cycles, and well-being? Considering the humankind, um, is there any nexus between sustainable development goals, well-being, and AI? So these questions, I think, they still they need more information and research to answer them better than now. So going the next, we have this publication from the Nature is 4 years old, almost 3 years old publication that is mapping the impact of AI on the Sustainable Development Goals. So the authors, they found that positive impacts of AI, it's almost 79%, and negative impacts of AI is almost 35%. So I will explain next that. The next slide. So the problems and research gaps. Reading all these papers of today about AI and sustainability, I think that AI and sustainability research are still at the technical level. So they try to answer questions such as how AI can monitor deforestation and improve firms' productivity. So I think these questions, they are very important, but we need more to open this black box of the implications of AI for society. Moving the next, so AI grand challenges. One of the great challenges about AI is how does it deal with nighting uncertainty, which is a very unique problem to solve. And usually AI is based on past experience, on past data. So, but in the night uncertainty problems, we don't have past data. The events, they are so unique. How to sense making, to create meaning from AI in the sense of conscious and sense making. Natural language meaning, despite processing natural language, how to shape the meaning of language with fuzziness, and the humankind organizations, how AI will change humankind organizations. So in sustainability concerns like deflation, consumptions, and decoupling, climate change, so and finally the general AI. So I'll explain this in the next slides. So when I was talking about 19 uncertainty, so we are dealing with uncertainty, not risk, not probabilities. All AI boxes are grounded in probability, in probabilistic reasoning and statistical analysis. So, but the problems of night uncertainty, they are non-probabilistic reason. They don't require this kind of probabilistic reasoning. They are very much unquantifiable. So this is a great challenge for AI. And they are great in precision and nuance and perception and so forth. So nobody was expecting that Biden would give up from the elections. That was a unique event that nobody could really expect after the first debate. And as well, the Ukrainian war, Russia-Ukrainian war, that would be very difficult to expect this war and how long it will take. We don't know those events. So in this sense, AI has the limitations to reason about these problems and take decisions, especially concerning about financial stock markets. Because they are unique events shaping the system. the capital system and the market. So I think now here, entrepreneurs, humans, they still have the ability to use intuition, as Isabella explained in the first presentation. Humans, they have for granted this intuitive ability to reason with very abstract concepts and common sense. So the next slide, please. Think about sustainability as a science. So this is about the limits of the planet. When you talk about sustainability, we are concerning about the limits of survival of the planet, of all the ecosystem where humans, they are part of. So moving next, we can think about Hunter's book, a global forecast for the next 40 years. So Randers participate in the first publication of MIT of the limits to growth in 72, and he wrote this book in 2012. So what would be so I'm bringing AI here. So Randers talked about sustainability. I'm bringing AI here. What would be the AI impact on sustainability science? So probably just rational computations. So because my concern here is that the population is growing. Yeah, with the population growth, we need to rise workforce and production GDP, which accelerate consumption, energy use, and new investments. So how AI will influence, will affect this capital cycle of today? If AI is going to improve productivity, so is AI going to rise consumption and energy use and so on? So there are many questions for the future. So the next slide, please. So another risk with AI, of course, this is a huge debate. It's a paradoxical debate. Is the kind of technological deflation. So because the exponential AI increase productivity, I think this is common. This perspective is common for AI researchers, that AI can increase productivity. So driving costs down, making goods and services cheaper over time, leading to efficiency and abundance, reducing price across industries. Wow, that seems really good. But regarding sustainability, it can boost resource overconsumption, impacting Sustainable Development Goals 12, that is about responsible consumption and productions, and 13 about climate change. Many articles of AI and sustainability talk about the models of AI to predict climate change, but they don't talk about overconsumption and that would impact climate change as well. So energy demanding. So AI today, the training models of LLMs and ChatGPT and so on, they consume lots of energy. So we need to transit to green energy. But today, that's a big question. The impact on Sustainable Development 7. So, and market concentration and monopolist behaviors impacting Sustainable Development Goals 1 and 10, which may boost or may crash with no poverty and reducing inequalities. So the next slide, please. So try to find a balance, reaching a systemic equilibrium. In the sense, the AI energy inflation that we may find in the next years or not, may interact with AI tech deflation. So bringing the economic system to a new equilibrium. Some researchers defend this position and others just talk about the AI tech deflation. I think we have to see what's going on in the next years about the transition for a green energy. So the next slide. So how to mitigate these risks? Thinking about human-centric AI. AI regulation and monitoring, is it something good? Is it something possible? So that's a question. North-South, global North-South transition to green energy is a must. AI augmented human-centric systems. So we have to think about how AI can decouple socioeconomic and environmental goals. So because they are very paradoxical, uh, um, and fuel virtuous cycles and well-being. So this picture here on the right side, it's like investing very much in the north about climate change and green technology, reducing overconsumption, and investing in no poverty and inequality as well to improve the South health. So this is I have an article about this economic system. So explaining how we may find this balance to lead the paradox to a minimum of tension. The next slide, please. So that is my presentation for today. We know that the time is short. And thank you very much. And any question will be very welcome.